What's up, guys?
What's up?
Brendan is not here today.
He quit.
He quit
He walked out.
over not earning any wages.
Yeah. Well, over creative differences.
And creative differences.
The creative difference was that he wanted to earn a wage.
He
and
wanted to make
didn't
money,
wanna
and
pay him.
we didn't want to pay him money.
Mm-mm.
It's a pretty big creative difference, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Biggest creative difference.
So, we have a very special episode for you today, but before we get into that,
Welcome to Strumpet Radio Hour.
the podcast for strumpets, trollops, and tarts worldwide.
I'm Susie.
And I'm Bean.
Roll intro. Anyways.
Brendan's not here, and the set is falling apart.
It's falling apart already. Yeah, very special episode today. Being prepared for the first time ever in her life.
I printed things out.
Look at her.
I have sticky notes on the pages.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm keep doing every fucking episode. I go, oh, the audio quality's not very good.
Ooh, oops. Yeah, I'm just gonna try not to move too much.
Maybe someday we'll get
and
headphones
read
or
this up
something.
here.
Actually, I'll just hold it.
Just gonna hold it.
I'm just
Perfect.
gonna.
Just make sure you've got your paper.
So do I? Well, why would I need my paper?
So we're gonna read it.
Well, you're gonna read it, right?
Okay, sure.
I guess you know what? I guess you're right.
You
Actually,
said, "Hey, please print me out a copy."
I did.
And for what? And for when?
Okay, actually, that's a good point. I can read, and then you can articulate.
Yeah, that's
points.
true. We can do like popcorn.
Oh my god, popcorn
style.
reading. I'm nervous now.
So, okay, it's so funny. The way that I stumbled across this was just some random Reddit comment that it didn't have like very many upvotes, and it was just someone like, "Do you remember that weird interview that Elon Musk gave to Rolling Stone in 2017?" And then someone else was like, "Oh yeah, the one where he cried because Amber Heard broke up with him." And I was like, "What?" And so it was actually kind of hard to find. I had to it was behind a paywall, so I did have to go to archive.ph to get it.
Nice.
But yeah, it was in 2017, November 2017. It was published in Rolling Stone. It's called Elon Musk, the Architect of Tomorrow, by Neil Strauss.
Thank you, Neil.
And Neil spent, over the period of 9 months, he spent a lot of time with Elon interviewing him, and then wrote up this sort of, I don't know, what do you call these articles where it's like a biography? It's not like a biography, but it kind of is.
Yeah, actually, what do you call an article like this?
I feel like there's I did all this research, but I don't know what this article's called.
It's almost an ethnography in a weird way. Of
Wow.
like a person. I mean,
It's a technography.
It's a technography. Now, all my anthropology heads know what's up, right, guys?
Right, guys? And so
yeah, I don't know.
I'm just obsessed with this article because I was looking at all my research is Reddit.
Of course.
But I was
we wouldn't expect anything else from you, Bean.
I was looking at old threads when this article came out, and it was generally pretty well received from what I can tell. It kind of made some tabloids that were like maybe you'll see like similar to the article, there was a lot of like mixed, like it seemed like people were throwing shade, but ultimately it was positive, like positively received. Like people were like, "Oh, he's actually just like a soft, vulnerable guy."
Right.
And like, yeah, the article's a little cringe, but that's just 'cause he's like going through it. I did see one Reddit comment from when this came out that was at the bottom. It was downvoted, and it said, "When I read this, at first I thought it was an Onion article." So shout out to that person. They were on the right side of history.
You fucking knew, and you were brave enough to post it on Reddit. Damn.
You knew. And like Reddit loved Elon Musk. They were like sucking his dick all the time. Anyway, so what's so fascinating to me is that we see in this article so many of the red flags that would, lead to what we know today about Elon Musk. But he had so much goodwill from the public that they were seen in a different light.
Yeah.
Like, just, he was just a quirked up genius.
Yes. Classic, like, evil man syndrome, where we're like, well, it's just like, he's like different, and like, yeah, he's like crazy, but it's like awesome because he's like changing the world, and
he's changing the world.
And it was, you know, in hindsight, you're just like, oh my God. Like, I mean, and the thing is, a lot of people kind of knew. I mean, you know, pretty early on, you're like, he's kind of weird.
He's weird. But it is like, imagine he's actually like a genius, engineer, philanthropist. Like, I get, you could overlook these things.
Sure.
Like, he's an awkward guy, but he's doing good things for the world. Now we know that's not
right.
true.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about humanity.
No.
Or, in fact, I'd say he actively resents humanity.
He does. He does. He's making it much worse for the majority of people.
And you can really see the emotional immaturity. Yeah. Which is just so fascinating to me, that at the time it was like, he's just like us, he's silly.
He's a silly guy.
It's like, no, he's literally dumb.
He's actually a fucking idiot.
It actually wasn't a bit. He's actually just stupid.
He's so dumb. That's what evil always comes down to, right?
It really, I think so.
Yeah.
What is evil? It's just people who are literally dumb. And enough people think they're smart.
Yeah.
That they give them power. Or they have money.
Usually both, combination. Right? Being dumb with money and power.
So I think I've read through it. Have you?
I only skimmed it. Like, I really didn't get thorough. I like read the first couple paragraphs and I was like, this is juicy.
It's good.
And then after a certain point, I was like, you know what? I don't have enough time to thoroughly read this. So I was like, this is beans.
This is my thing. I like Elon Musk's fall from public grace has become my hyperfixation.
Yeah, which is
so interesting.
Wonderful. Like a great hyperfixation. It's also near and dear to you because you were in a relationship with somebody that was who
loved Elon.
Big stan.
And like, this was like, what? It would have been like 2019, 2020.
Oh yeah, well,
like, it wasn't that.
I know it was like 2018. I remember you got him a mouse pad with Elon Musk on it.
Yeah, well, I remember, like, at least it continued into...
Oh, yeah, well into...
At least into 2021 when we broke up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And by then, you know, because we'll get into this, but Pedo Guy Gate, July 2018.
It was that early?
Yes! And he was, like, still...
Yeah, no,
people still like
too many people were okay with them still.
There a lot of people saw that and were like, that okay, that's weird.
But too many people were like,
too many people were like, I don't know, he's just a quirked up guy. He has autism. It's not his fault.
Anyways, should we jump into it?
Yeah, let's jump in. I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
There's a lot of fun things to say. It's just like, you know, we should go through it in a timely, you know, in the proper order of things, right? Pedo Gate will come up.
Actually, it won't. This was 2017.
Yeah, but it already came up.
Sorry. Okay.
It already came up.
It'll
come up again.
It already came up. It'll come up again.
Maybe we'll have our own Pedo Gate.
Maybe we will.
We don't know.
Pedo Guy Gate. And so I retrieved...
Yeah, Pedo Gate's worse. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Pedo Gate's Pedo
Can you
Guy
strike
Gate.
that from the record?
We will not have our own Pedo Gate.
Never.
Just for the sake of academic integrity, I retrieved this. It was archived on February 9th, 2020. So if it's been updated since then, we don't have
Sorry.
That. I didn't want to pay for a subscription to RollingStone to read an article that was written like
that's kind of nuts.
Many years ago. Okay. How do you want to do this? Should we like take turns reading?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll read this part and then you can start it.
Okay, sounds great.
So this is the subtitle. Title, Elon Musk, the architect of tomorrow. Subtitle, Inside the Inventor's World-Changing Plans to Inhabit Outer Space, Revolutionize High-Speed Transportation, Reinvent Cars, and hopefully find love along the way.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
And then there's a photo of him, of Elon next to a rocket.
Maybe we'll insert it somehow.
Yeah, we'll get Brennan to
and it's the caption says Musk at SpaceX in Hawthorne, California this fall.
And he's like looking to the side.
Oh, like, he's so
burdened by his genius.
Oh my god, I'm so smart. All right. It's mid-afternoon on a Friday at SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California, and 3 of Elon Musk's children are gathered around him. One of his triplets, both of his twins. Okay, horrifying.
Mhm.
Musk is wearing a gray t-shirt and sitting in a swivel chair at his desk, which is not in a private office behind a closed door, but in an accessible corner cubicle festooned. What a fun word.
Festooned.
With outer space and novelty items, photos of his rockets, and mementos from Tesla and his other companies.
I will say it's like it does make sense to have photos of rockets you were part of, maybe, but it does kind of feel like hanging your own art on your wall.
Oh yeah, I mean just yeah,
which isn't inherently that weird, but it's kind of like
it's just funny. It's a funny.
It's just
image.
funny. It's a funny,
especially
image.
considering he didn't do anything. Right?
He
It's
did
not like he
not.
did any of the science for it.
And we will get. I've got notes on that shit too.
It's like putting pictures up of food that you took credit for that you like didn't make in any way.
I put up pictures of food you made, and I'm like, I made this.
So I was behind
I was
that.
part of this. Like, yeah, I didn't cook it, but like, it was my idea. Like, I was the mastermind.
I told her to cook it. Yeah.
I said, make me a sandwich. She made the sandwich.
All right. Do you want me to keep going with this next paragraph?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I'll jump in.
Okay. Most tellingly, there's a framed poster of a shooting star with the caption underneath it that reads, "When you wish upon a falling star, your dreams can come true. Unless it's really a meteor hurtling to the earth, which will destroy all life, then you're pretty much hosed, no matter what you wish for. Unless it's death by meteorite." Okay, wow.
Okay, so that's strong.
So that's really cool.
The next sentence says, to most people, this would be mere dark humor, which I think is
Dark.
that is foreshadowing if I've ever heard.
Truly.
It's like
Truly.
it's just dark humor.
It's to most people.
The funny thing is, it's not even
It's
dark.
not dark
It's like
humor.
it's like this was outdated in 2017.
No, I was just thinking that like that's Facebook 2011.
2011,
Yeah.
2012, maybe.
Yeah.
To most people, this would be mere dark humor, but in this setting, it's also a reminder of Musk's master plan to create habitats for humanity on other planets and moons. If we don't send our civilization into another dark ages before Musk or one of his dreams' inheritors pull it off, then Musk will likely be remembered as one of the most seminal figures of this millennium.
Oof. Ooh. Ooh.
And it's like, you were right.
Yeah, hey.
You were right
Hey, guys.
for the wrong reasons.
Oh, boy.
Kids on all the terraformed planets of the universe will look forward to Musk Day. Musk Day? Musk Day! We all dread Musk Day.
Musk Day is when your kids get slaughtered for...
Musk Day's horrible.
Yeah, no, it's Reaping Day.
It's
from
the
the Hunger
Purge.
Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaping Day. In the Musk Games. They'll look forward to Musk Day when they get the day off to commemorate the birth of the Earthling who single-handedly ushered in the era of space colonization.
No, I also want to, like, I understand that for a lot of, like, people, the word colonization isn't as loaded as it should be, but that's still crazy.
That's a good point.
To be like, space colonization, we're so excited about it. Like, I don't know, I'm just like,
Yeah.
isn't that kind of...
Isn't that a little dreadful?
Isn't that, like, not necessarily the best thing to do?
I mean, like, at least there aren't people there.
That we know of.
Yeah, and yet. But it is, though. It's like, I mean...
Yeah.
That song by Penelope Scott, Rat, it talks about that, where it's like, you know,
Yeah.
this was an era of hope when it's like we're all going to space.
Yeah.
And then we realize, like, no, we actually all don't get to do that.
Nope.
The rich people get to do it, and they get to colonize it.
Colonize it.
And we don't actually benefit at all. Anyway, and that's just one of Musk's ambitions. Others include converting automobiles, households, and as much industry as possible from fossil fuels to sustainable energy. Implementing a new form of high-speed city-to-city transportation via vacuum tube. Those
Okay,
are the
Futurama.
tunnels.
All right.
Relieving traffic congestion with a honeycomb of underground tunnels fitted with electric skates for cars and commuters. Creating a mind-computer interface to enhance human health and brain power, and saving humanity from the future threat of an artificial intelligence that may one day run amok and decide, quite rationally, okay, to eliminate the irrational human species. And this is my favorite sentence. So far, Musk, 46, has accomplished none of these goals.
I do love that sentence.
This, I mean, I said this earlier, it's like the author clearly kind of buys into, or at least is pretending to buy into, like the Musk hype. Like
Yeah.
he's very complimentary to him.
Right. Yeah, these are words of like praise to a certain extent.
But there's also some stuff that feels like shade.
yeah.
Maybe this is just like true unbiased
Biased
journalism.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do think, I mean, obviously it's not completely unbiased,
not.
but I think that they were doing something where they were
Yeah.
like, I'm going to try to,
Well, 'cause
articulate what's happening.
Right.
Who is this guy?
because if you spend 9 months with Musk, I'm sure he's picking up on the weird vibes.
Yeah.
Even if you still think he's like a genius, you're like, this guy is kind of a freak.
Yeah. And he's 46 and has accomplished none of his goals.
He's 46, but he's a lovable freak, I
Freak.
guess. All right.
Okay. But what he has done is something that very few living people can claim. Painstakingly bulldozed with no experience whatsoever into 2 fields with ridiculously high barriers to entry: car manufacturing, Tesla, and rocketry, SpaceX, and created the best products in those industries as measured by just about any meaningful metric you can think of. In the process, he's managed to sell the world on his capability to achieve objectives so lofty that from the mouth of anyone else, they'd be called fantasies.
Okay, that paragraph stood out to me so much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, again, this is going to be a recurring thing, but something that was seen as a positive, him bulldozing into industries.
Bulldozing that's such an interesting way to
right.
phrase that.
That's
too.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
There's some
yeah.
writing choices where I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah. But yeah, bulldozing into
Bulldozing.
industries with no experience.
Yep.
And then, selling lofty objectives.
Yes.
And it's like at the time, this was still, like, I do think post 2016 election things started getting dark for sure.
Yeah.
But this was still, we were still in a phase of tech optimism.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Like, not as strong as, the early 2010s, but like, people were still like, yeah, like tech will save us from global warming and like ourselves.
Yes. Tech bros kept insisting that it's actually good.
It's good. And now like all the tech bros are just like trying to destroy humanity actively. And Elon Musk hasn't delivered on any of the things he promised. Like he made some decent EVs and he's like done some rocket stuff. But
it's funny too, because then now like too, as time goes on, people are like, actually Teslas are pretty not good. Like,
they're
in
like,
terms of
they're like fun. And he didn't have anything,
anything
to do with like,
yeah,
quality's gone down.
Then he made the Cybertruck.
Cybertruck's awful. Like Tesla's, the regular Teslas, I don't know the model names. They were still like the top selling EVs last year in 2024, 2023.
That's bleak. Guys,
yeah.
Step it up.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Get a Prius, guys.
Get a Prius.
Chill out.
Get a Nissan Leaf.
Ooh, that's fun.
Ooh.
Get a Rivian. You know what? If you want to be weird, get a Rivian.
Get a Rivian. Those are fun. I keep seeing those.
Yeah, no, like, I'll take it. Not a Tesla.
All right.
Okay. Do you want to take the next paragraph? Or?
Sure. Yeah, because I actually don't know what this means.
Okay, we'll analyze it for you guys.
At least most of. Okay. So, to achieve objectives so lofty that from the mouth of anyone else they'd be called fantasies. At least most of the world. I'm looking, quote, looking at the short losses, unquote, Musk says, transfixed by CNBC on his iPhone. He speaks to his kids without looking up. Quote, guys, I wish I could do an Elon Musk impression so bad. Guys, check this.
Damn, is Elon Musk in the room?
Elon Musk is here. Quote, guys, check this out. Tesla has the highest short position in the entire stock market. A $9 billion short position, unquote. I don't know shit about the stock market.
Right,
I have a Roth. I don't know how it works. His children lean over the phone, looking at a table full of numbers they don't understand. Oh, that I don't understand.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
writer.
This was another big part of why Elon Musk was so revered, is because I don't know shit about rockets.
Right. When you, that's the beautiful thing too, is like when you present as knowing about something that a lot of other people don't know about, you get really far being like, oh yeah, this spreadsheet makes sense to me.
It's so crazy because smart people are like, well, you know, when I don't understand something, I'm honest about it. And so if he's a smart guy, he's being honest and he knows stuff about it's
crazy.
It's horrible. So this 13-year-old Griffin explains it to me. They're betting that the stock goes down and they're getting money off that, but it went up high, so they lost an insane amount of money. Unquote. Quote, they're jerks who want us to die. Unquote, Musk elaborates. Quote, they're constantly trying to make up false rumors and amplify any negative rumors. It's a really big incentive to lie and attack my integrity. It's really awful. It's ... He trails off, as he often does when preoccupied by a thought. I try to help. Quote, unethical? Elon, he shakes his head and struggles for the right word, then says softly, hurtful.
I want to die. I want to die.
So who is he talking about when he says they're jerks who want us to die?
Right. It's probably like one journalist that he saw like an article written by, and he's like, they want me to fail. They want me to die.
They were talking about the stock market.
Yeah.
So
and they're saying, and his 13-year-old is explaining that they're betting against him, which again, who's they?
Right. Yeah.
The people that buy stock, I guess.
This must have something to do with day trading that I don't know, and I'm not going to learn. But it is just so telling that, you know, this 46-year-old man said they're jerks who want us to die.
Yeah.
About, I guess, people betting against his stock. And then he talks about how, like, people are always trying to lie and attack his integrity. And when he says it's hurtful, I think that's, like, the most honest he's ever been.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think he's genuinely, like, he wants to be liked so bad.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, this hurts my feelings.
My feelings are hurt. And I'm a Nazi now.
I'm a Nazi.
You guys did this to me.
He's very concerned. We know this now, like, with his image.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay. I'll hop in here.
Get in there.
It is easy to confuse who someone is with what they do, and thus turn them into a caricature who fits neatly into a storybook view of the world. Our culture always needs villains and heroes, fools and geniuses, scapegoats and role models. However, despite opinions to the contrary, Elon Musk is not a robot sent from the future to save humanity. Oof. Nor is he a Silicon Valley savant whose emotional affect has been replaced with a supercomputer-like intelligence. Oh my God.
We thought he was a genius.
Over the course of 9 months of reporting, watching Musk do everything from strategize Mars landings with his rocket engineering team to plan the next breakthrough with his artificial intelligence experts, I learned that he is someone far, far different from what his myth and reputation suggest.
This is another line, like, this article's so spooky.
Yeah.
Because it's like so many of these are like prophecies, but for like the wrong reason.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, that's like such a good description of it, is like they feel like somebody that was like, they were picturing the best possible outcome from these things, when really they should have been planning for the inverse of that, which is like just taking the power and evil and stupidity and making it into
and I mean, like, even Musk being evil, I never in a million years would have predicted him doing a Hail Hitler.
Right. Yeah.
At the, like, on TV. Like, that's just even if you're a Nazi, like, that's just stupid.
Like, what? No, right, because that goes back to just being dumb.
He's literally just dumb.
He's just dumb.
When I showed that to Randare, I love when something happens and Randare doesn't know about it.
Oh my God, you get the thrill.
He, like, I've never seen the way he recoiled, like, physically. I was like, I know. Like,
that's true, because that's the only reaction you could have to seeing that.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's just so forceful and so blatant. Like, not even a dog whistle, just a loud whistle. Anyway,
but then of course still like Elon Musk trademark awkward too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Somehow it was still cringe. I mean, being a Nazi is
being
cringe.
Nazi is cringe.
But like,
but if you're gonna be a Nazi,
try to be cool, dude.
Well,
Come on, guys.
Like, don't I guess don't rely on your like tech bro fiends to then say you're autistic, which is why you did it. You know,
no,
like
I actually think people like him are ultimately poison to the movement because they have no charisma.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Trump is the only person with charisma on that side right now, and that's why everyone has rallied. Because, like, J.D. Vance is a black hole of charisma. Like, Elon Musk is literally, like, painful to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
All right.
okay.
Next paragraph.
We have so much more, you guys. You don't even know.
I know.
It gets so good.
Do you want me to take it or do you want to take it?
Yeah, I can take it.
Go for it, queen.
The New York Times has called him, quote, arguably the most successful and important entrepreneur in the world, unquote. It's an easy case to make. He's probably the only person who has started $4 billion companies: PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City. Now, this is important, 'cause the only one of those that he started is SpaceX. He started X.com, which was like PayPal, and then it merged with PayPal.
Okay.
He didn't start PayPal. And I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he ousted the original founders of PayPal.
Oh.
Maybe that was Tesla. Maybe it was both.
Yeah, it could have been.
Tesla was founded by two guys, Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpening. SpaceX he did found, although it sounded like it was like he went and saw something and invested in something called Mars Society that was trying to do something similar, and then he's like, I can do that.
Okay.
And then Solar Society was started by Peter and Lyndon Rive, who are his cousins.
Ooh. Riding on the coattails of your cousins.
Yeah, Elon was a chairman, but he did not. So
yeah.
He started
that's just
one
like
of four.
A false statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of honestly wild for a journalist.
Yeah.
Because you can use a different word.
Right. Because he didn't. Yeah. He didn't have to say.
He didn't start these.
He started $4 billion companies.
You could even just say he like grew the company.
Yeah.
Like you can cover your ass. But at his core, Musk is not a businessman or entrepreneur. True.
True.
He's an engineer,
No,
not
he's
true.
not.
Inventor, and as he puts it, quote, technologist. That's literally us.
I was about to say we are literally technologists.
We are technologists living in a technocracy.
We're living in a technocracy.
Reading a technography.
We're reading a technography of a technologist.
It's just so dumb.
Oh my god.
And as a naturally gifted engineer, he's not.
He's not.
He's able to find the design inefficiencies, flaws, and complete oversights in the tools that power our civilization. This is a quote. He's able to see things more clearly in a way that no one else I know of can understand, says his brother Kimball. Kimball Musk, for the record, is on the board of SpaceX and Tesla.
Okay.
He discusses his brother's love of chess in their earlier years and adds, there's a thing in chess where you can see 12 moves ahead if you're a grandmaster. And in any particular situation, Elon can see things 12 moves ahead. This was so funny to me because it's like he wants people to know that he's good at games.
Well, like at chess too, like he really was like, what's the game smart people
What's the one?
Yeah. It's chess.
I don't know as much about Kimball Musk, but while I was skimming, his Wikipedia page does have a controversy section.
Ooh.
And it sounds like he did some shady... He's in the restaurant industry and did some shady financial shit.
Classic.
So that's cool. You can take over.
Okay,
this is
yeah.
a fun part.
It's a beautiful picture of Musk standing in front of a Tesla on a stage. With his arm a little too high. Honestly.
You know what? Put that arm down, Elon.
Yeah, put it down.
We'll have Brendan put this on the screen.
Put it up, Brendan. That doesn't work for us anymore. His children soon leave for the home of their mother, Musk's ex-wife, Justine. I wish we could be private with Tesla, Musk murmurs as they exit. It actually makes us less efficient to be a public company.
You have to adhere to what the public wants. It's horrible.
What follows is silence. Musk sits at his desk, looking at his phone, but not typing or reading anything. He then lowers himself to the floor and stretches his back on a foam roller. When he finishes, I attempt to start the interview by asking about the Tesla Model 3 launch a week earlier, and what it felt like to stand on stage and tell the world he just pulled off a plan 14 years in the making to bootstrap with luxury electric cars, a mass-market electric car. The accomplishment for Musk is not just in making a $35,000 electric car, it's in making a $35,000 electric car that's so good and so in demand that it forces other car manufacturers to phase out gas cars to compete. And sure enough, within 2 months of the launch, both GM and Jaguar Land Rover announced they were planning to eliminate gas cars and go all electric. Musk thinks for a while, begins to answer, then pauses. Actually, let me go to the restroom. Then I'll ask you to repeat that question. Oh, sorry guys, this is really hard. A longer pause. I also have to unload other things from my mind.
Okay. So let's just recap what has happened.
Yeah.
So his kids were over. His kids with Justine. I'm pretty sure at this point those are the only kids he has.
Okay.
He has 5 kids.
Wow, only 5.
Only 5. One of them is his trans daughter as well.
Oh man.
Who had not transitioned yet. Okay, so he's just like talking about stocks with his kids.
Right.
They leave to go to Justine, who thankfully still has shared custody. That will not be true for all of his baby mamas.
Nope.
Then Musk sits in silence, looking at his phone but not scrolling or
Not doing
typing. He then lowers himself to the floor, stretches his back on a foam roller. The interviewer has asked him a question. He thinks about it and says, I have to go to the restroom, and I also have other things to unload from my mind. So
that's a kid in a math test.
It's literally like a kid pretending to be a CEO.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, Musk still hasn't returned. Sam Teller, his chief of staff, says, I'll be right back.
So this happens a lot.
He's been in the bathroom for 5 minutes. His chief of staff, which I wonder if he still has, is like, let me go check on him. Several minutes after that, they both reappear and huddle nearby, whispering to each other. This poor reporter, dude.
Oh my god.
Then Musk returns to his desk. We can reschedule for another day if this is a bad time, I offer. Musk clasps his hands on the surface of the desk, composes himself. He's doing this.
Yeah, he's literally doing
He's
that.
literally pretending. Clasps his hand, composes himself, and declines. It might take me a little while to get into the rhythm of things. Then he heaves a sigh.
Sorry, I just want to say that's me every day with my remote job when I'm not doing work all damn day. And I'm like, I just need to get into the rhythm of things.
It's going to take me a little while. Then he heaves a sigh and ends his effort at composure. Quote, I just broke up with my girlfriend, he says hesitantly. I was really in love, and it hurt bad. He pauses and corrects himself. Well, she broke up with me more than I broke up with her, I think. So yeah, this was Amber Heard.
Okay.
He broke up with Amber Heard in August of 2017. At least that's when it was like public information.
Yeah.
This was published in November 2017, so it's not clear when this conversation happened, but most likely it was right after Amber Heard broke up with him.
Poor Amber Heard. That poor woman. She's been through it.
She
can't catch a break.
I cannot even imagine going from Elon Musk to Johnny Depp.
Dude, and if you bitches are like, oh, Amber Heard's evil,
she chose wrong.
Just watch Matt Bernstein's Amber Heard video. Watch
so
that.
Good. Yeah.
You'll change your mind.
Also, Lindsay Ellis's Yoko Ono and the Beatles.
Oh my
touches
God.
on it. It's really good.
Okay, watch those, then come back.
I'm also thinking,
Then come back.
how old would she have been?
I was thinking that too, actually.
Because she was like 25 when she started.
Oh my God, that's right.
So like, and Elon Musk is 46 in this article.
My fucking God, she was probably like, I mean, at least in her early 20s. We gotta
look it up.
check
We need this.
Probably like 17. It's my money.
Amber Heard age. So she's 38. She was born in 1986. So you do math. How old was she in
Okay, well, how old is she this year?
She's 36.
She's
No,
36.
she's 38. Sorry.
She's 38. So she was, this article came out, like, what we're thinking, like, maybe 8 to 9 years ago.
Yeah, this
So
is
she was probably,
2017.
like, 30, 29.
Okay,
Is that
that's
right?
not bad. I thought she was younger.
Yeah, me too.
It's still, like, quite a bit younger than him, but not.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna...
Okay, I can't claim that he's, like, he was illegally
Yeah.
dating her.
Yeah, unfortunately. So you do 1990 minus... No. Me figuring out how to do math. 2017 minus 1986. She was 31. Okay, she was not a child. Glad we established
Struck that from the record. She was not a
Strike
child.
it from the record. All right. Please, will you do the honors?
Okay, yeah,
One of the
okay.
best parts of the article.
Okay. Thus, the answer to the question posed earlier, it felt unexpectedly, disappointingly, uncontrollably horrible to launch the Model 3.
Poor guy.
I've been in severe emotional pain for the last few weeks. Musk elaborates, severe. It took every ounce of will to be able to do the Model 3 event and not look like the most depressed guy around. For most of the day, I was morbid. And then I had to psych myself up, drink a couple of Red Bulls, hang out with the positive people, with positive people, and then, like, tell myself, I have all these people depending on me. All right, do it.
I can
Unquote.
so picture the way he... All right, do it. You know what I mean?
After drinking
All
2 Red
right.
Bulls.
He's jumping. All right. So horrible. I know it's like mean, like breakups do suck, but like
I'm sorry, this
To-
man
to
is
have-
in his 40s.
yeah, to have this severe of a lack of composure in an interview when you're like a public figure, it just reeks
and,
of
like,
red flags.
full offense, you have an ex-wife and kids.
Yeah.
Like, and
5
your girlfriend
kids.
broke up with you. Okay, like, that hurts, but, like, I actually don't really care enough that, like, you need to be like, I am so full of pain. And it reminds me of a certain tech bro that I know that can't get over
yes,
stuff too.
especially this next paragraph.
Ooh. Okay.
You can read these next two because then I'm going to break down his dating history.
Okay, perfect. Minutes before the event, after meditating for pretty much the first time in his life to get centered, Musk chose a very telling song to drive on stage to. Are You Mine by the Arctic Monkeys. What the fuck? What? Who would choose that?
I can't believe it was shocking to me that people aren't talking about this interview
Right,
in modern
that's
era. Like, this is
insane.
gold, and it gets better.
Oh my god.
Also meditating for the first time in his life.
He was like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
That's familiar.
Oh my god. All tech bros are the fucking
They're
same.
exactly the same.
I'm sorry. Okay, excuse me. Musk discusses the breakup for a few more minutes.
The reporter didn't even. He's like, it's not even worth publishing.
Yeah, it's. Then ask earnestly, deadpan, in quotes, is there anybody you think I should date? It's so hard for me to even meet people. Loser alert. He swallows and clarifies, stammering softly. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm not looking for a one-night stand. I'm looking for a serious companion or soulmate. That kind of thing. Wow.
Yeah. So this
All
is
right.
what I'm talking about. Like, this article glazes him a ton. But if you wanted to only glaze him, you wouldn't include this.
No.
Like, this is humiliating.
No. Yeah.
Like, asking the reporter if he
Is
could set him up.
Someone, because it's hard for him to meet people.
Like,
Okay.
okay,
Alright.
so let's take a brief moment because he said, I'm looking for a serious companion or soulmate.
Not a one-night stand.
This is like a breakdown of his dating history. It's pretty complicated. I think I got all the facts right, but just disclaimer. There's a lot of this where it's
Right.
we didn't exactly know what was going on. So, but it's roughly 2000 to 2008. He's married to his first wife, Justine. They
Okay.
met in college, I think, or in the 90s.
Okay.
They have a pair of twins and then a pair of triplets. So those are his 5 kids.
Damn.
His 5 oldest kids, including his daughter who's like incredible and is destroying him.
A true warrior.
Online. They break up. They divorce in 2008. They get shared custody. Justine also writes a book, I think, 2 years later, that I would love to read.
I was about to say we should read that.
We should read that next. We're going full.
Oh my god.
We're getting Elon pilled. But the opposite of that.
way.
We're just going to talk about
We
Elon
bully
now.
Elon till he kills himself.
This is an Elon Snark podcast now. Okay.
We do this so Grimes listens to it finally and wakes up.
Grimes, come on the podcast.
Grimes queen, your crown has slipped.
I don't know. She's just in the worst situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Grimes.
I'm sorry, Grimes.
Watch Matt Bernstein's episode on Grimes.
It's really good.
Can't recommend it enough.
Oh, I loved it. Okay, so then in 2010, he marries Tallulah Riley, who's a British actress. And she did an interview where she said they were engaged after 2 weeks.
Damn.
So that means like they met in 2010, 2 years after the divorce, got married. They got divorced in 2012.
Okay.
And then remarried again in 2013.
Oh my god.
And then divorced again in 2016. I don't think he had any kids with her.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That we know of, yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I also think this might be kind of niche, but there's this like horrible interview with Elon Musk where I'm pretty sure it's Tallulah Riley is just like so clearly not interested in him and is like really dismissive. I'll try to find it and send it to Brendan. Okay. So then roughly divorced Tallulah Riley in 2016 for the second time.
That's crazy.
In May 2017, it's public that he's dating Amber Heard.
Okay.
So who knows exactly when they started dating, but they are broken up in August of 2017, which is the breakup he's talking about here. So they only dated for a little while.
Oh my god.
But
You've
it
been
destroyed
married
him.
and divorced twice, and this breakup destroys you.
Like assuming that he wasn't cheating on Tallulah with her, the longest they could have been dating is like a year. So now we're past this article's publication date, but Grimes and him, they were rumored to be dating. They went public in 2018 at the infamous Met Gala. It's rumored later in 2018 that they split up, but then in 2020 they had X. Then they had another child by surrogate. In 2022, Grimes does an interview where she does call him her boyfriend, but says it's fluid. They broke up shortly after that. She announced that they were broken up in 2022. Now, but then in 2022 they had a third child.
Right.
It's very confusing. The Grimes thing is weird 'cause there was a lot of like unofficial of like they broke up, they're together.
And they were never married, right?
They never got married, which Grimes, girl, do not have children with a man unless you're married.
Oh my god.
I know that's like a Christian take, but
But,
it's
like,
just you gotta protect yourself.
Especially in this instance where this man is a billionaire and
He pays like $2,000 a month child support. He's the richest man on the planet.
That alone, death penalty.
Death penalty.
I don't believe in it, but give it to him.
We can't call for murder online, but like I believe in the death penalty now.
I do.
For one person.
For one person.
So this is the part that's very confusing to me, but in 2022 he has a third child with Grimes, and then also but in 2021 he has twins with Siobhan Zillis.
Oh my god.
Who is she's at Neuralink. I don't remember exactly what her title was, but she was high up at Neuralink.
Yeah.
They have twins in 2021, which is when he was supposedly dating Grimes.
Damn.
Although they were on again, off again, and Siobhan says that their relationship was not romantic. They had another child in 2024. So they claim that one's not romantic, but even so, he's having children with Grimes and Siobhan at the same time.
Right.
And then in our Lord's year 2025, literally last month in February, Ashley St. Clair announced on Twitter that she had his 13th child. So I think that's all the children.
Okay.
But, you know,
Yeah.
either way, he has 13. And
Nightmare.
so that is between 2000 and 2025. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women. And he had children with 5 of them. And I'm not one to slut shame here,
Right.
but like...
But
you tell me you're looking for your
yeah,
soulmate,
your soulmate.
and you're having children with multiple women. At
Right.
the same
You're
time.
having children with the woman that works at your company, and you're like, it's not romantic while you're dating somebody else.
And
who
you're a deadbeat dad.
yeah. Oh, literally the most
who's
deadbeat
like,
dad.
Won't
Imaginable.
let Grimes see her children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't pay
Oh,
child
God, what a
support.
nightmare.
I can't even imagine. So anyway, I know that was long, but I just think it adds
No, that was good. That was really good
some
context.
important context. At this point, he just broke up with woman number 3 that we
Right.
know of.
That we know of.
But it all went south from there.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he says, is there anyone you think I should date? I eventually tell him that it may not be a good idea to jump right into another
Hey,
relationship.
good advice.
This reporter's literally his, like, therapist now.
Literally.
He may want to take some time to himself and figure out why his previous relationships haven't worked in the long run.
Wow.
He didn't. His
No.
marriage to writer Justine Musk. His marriage to actress Tallulah Riley. And this new breakup with actress Amber Heard.
Okay, but I will say that is the most man thing I've ever heard, where somebody's like, hey, you might want to not jump in anything,
Just
figure
take
out
a
your own
beat.
issues. And they say, no, I need my soulmate.
No, yes. Yeah, literally, Musk shakes his head and grimaces, quote, if I'm not in love, if I'm not with a long-term companion, I cannot be happy.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, literally, he is, if you, like, concentrated every shitty
Shit, dude.
shitty dude that has a good job, you concentrate him into one awful person. It's like, that's
He's
him.
the epitome. And it's so, because it's, again, this is like baby
Right, yeah.
levels of emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be happy with that. And to be saying that to a
To a
reporter.
reporter? Who's going to
Yeah.
write that down?
Who's going to write that down and publish that?
Oh, I'm embarrassed when I, like, open up like that when I'm having a breakdown to my friend.
When
like,
I finally open up to my friend of 10 years.
yeah, I'm like, I just feel really alone. And I'm like, oh, the next morning I'm so embarrassed about it.
Like, you would have known him only for a few months at this point, and he's a reporter.
He's a reporter.
I explained that needing someone so badly that you feel like nothing without them is textbook codependent.
Okay, kind of a slay.
Yeah,
kind
this
of
report,
slay.
he's doing his best.
He really
you
is.
know? Musk disagrees strongly. Quote, it's not true, he replies. He replies petulantly. Petulantly. Quote, I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me.
Literally me, like, when I'm, like, 17 years old.
I know. Me listening.
Oh
Me at
my-
15 listening to I Learned the Truth at 17.
Yes.
Thinking I'll be alone forever.
Oh, my
Like,
God.
brother.
Yes.
We all went. That's the other thing, too, is like, these are emotions that are healthy to work through in your adolescence.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man is 46 years old.
46.
He has 5 children, and he's been divorced
Twice?
3 times,
times at
but
this-
2 with the same woman.
Okay. Okay. Right. Right. Yeah.
So he
3 different
divorced Tallulah
divorces.
twice, and then Amber Heard broke up with him.
Billions of dollars. Because it's also like, you could go to therapy
Billions.
7 days a week with the best psychoanalysis.
Oh.
You know, you could fix this.
Yeah. Oh my God. You have all the money in the world. Okay, Musk disagrees petulantly. Yep. He hesitates, shakes his head, falters, continues, quote, it's not like I don't know what that feels like. Being in a big empty house and the footsteps echoing through the hallway, no one there, and no one on the pillow next to you. Fuck. How do you make yourself happy in a situation like that? He's saying a reporter.
Bro, get a hobby.
A reporter. He's talking to a reporter. Okay, you should take it.
Okay. There's truth to what Musk is saying. It is lonely at the top, but not for everyone. It's lonely at the top for those who were lonely at the bottom.
Interesting.
Quote, when I was a child, there's one thing I said, Musk continues. His demeanor is stiff, yet in the sheen of his eyes and the trembling of his lips, a high tide of emotion is visible, pushing against the retaining walls. I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. His voice drops to a whisper. I don't want to be alone.
He's having his anime arc.
Literally.
He
Oh
thinks
my
he's in an anime.
Oh my god. Okay. A ring of red forms around his eyes as he stares forward and sits frozen in silence. Musk is a titan, a visionary, a human-sized lever pushing forward massive historical inevitabilities. The kind of person who comes around only a few times in a century. But in this moment, he seems like a child who is afraid of abandonment.
What an interesting observation.
Oh my god.
I wonder if that'll be relevant
I
later.
wonder if that'll come up. And that may be the origin story of Musk's super ambitions. But more on that later. In the meantime, Musk has something he'd like to show me. It's a gun. Just kidding.
It's a gun. It's his penis.
Oh my god.
Will you look at this?
Will you tell me that this is big? He slams down.
He slams his cock on the desk. No. It becomes erotica.
We're like, wait a minute.
Hold
on. Who wrote this?
We've been played.
Okay, do you want me to
Yeah, I'll
okay.
take it at the most interesting
Okay.
part.
Okay, so Musk has something he'd like to show me. Quote, if you say anything about what you're about to see, it would cost us billions, he says, rising from his desk. And you would be put in jail. That's me threatening people for no reason.
Like, I know I'm reading this in the worst faith possible because of current events, but like, this is a baby.
Yeah.
If it will cost us money and you go to jail. I called the police. And you go to jail. Now there's another photo of him looking into a rocket. Looking like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the hole where the flames come out. That's what he's
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, I'll put my head in it.
If only they turned it on at that moment. Ugh.
The most interesting tourist attraction in Los Angeles County is one that's not in many guidebooks. It's the otherwise untouristed southwestern city of Hawthorne around SpaceX. If you walk along Crenshaw Boulevard from Jack Northrop Boulevard to 120th Street, what you will see is a city of the future that's under construction. This is Musk City. In alternate reality, a triumph of futuristic imagination, more thrilling than anything at a Disney park. On the west side of the street, it does feel Disney-esque to build your own, because that's like Walt Disney wanted to do that.
But he did it. Like,
he did, but he had plans for like a worse one where like people lived there and stuff. Right?
Speak for yourself. I want to go to Epcot.
Okay, yeah. On the west side of the street, a 156-foot tall rocket towers above SpaceX headquarters, symbolizing Musk's dream of having a normal penis. Sorry, I added that part.
I believed it.
Symbolizing Musk's dream of a relatively low-cost interplanetary travel. This particular rocket booster was the first in human history to be launched into space, then recovered intact on Earth after separating and then fired back into space. This is the boring part. On the east side of the street, an employee parking lot has been dug up and turned into the first ever tunnel for the Boring Company, Musk's underground honeycomb solution to traffic jams and the future home of all his terrestrial transportation projects. Then, running for a mile beside Jack Northrop Boulevard, there's a white vacuum tube along the shoulder of the road. This is the test track for the Hyperloop, Musk's high-speed form of city-to-city travel. Taken together, the dreams of Musk City promise to connect the planet and the solar system in ways that will fundamentally change humanity's relationship to two of the most important facets of its reality, distance and time. Glaze sesh. Okay. But there is a particular building in Musk City. I love Musk. Don't make me go to Musk City.
Please. I don't like it there.
It's Musk Day in Musk City. There's a particular building in Musk City that few have visited, and this is where Musk takes me. It's the Tesla Design Studio, where he's slated to do a walkthrough of the Tesla truck. Ooh! And other future vehicle prototypes with his team of designers and engineers.
Okay.
Take it away.
Outside the door, a guard takes my phone and audio recorder, and I'm given an old-fashioned pen and paper to take notes on. Musk then continues into the building and reveals the Tesla truck, which aims to help the trucking industry go green. Musk has even been toying with creating a supersonic electric jet with vertical takeoff and landing in the future.
When he says he's been toying with it, he's been like imagining it and drawing it with crayons.
No,
like that.
That's because we can all toy with those ideas. Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I just wanted to look up Musk City. We'll have to dive into that another time.
That'll be another good episode.
I haven't even heard of Musk City before this.
4 key members of the Tesla team are there. Doug Field, J.B. Strubel, Franz von Holsten. Sorry, Franz von Holsten. Sorry, I'm so
that
sorry,
was really
Franz.
respectful.
Franz, I'm really sorry.
Franz.
Jerome Gillen?
Gillen?
Guys, I'm so sorry about the names.
Guys, just read the article yourself.
And watch with anticipation as Musk explores a new configuration of the cab for the first time. Gillen explains that the idea behind the truck. We just thought, what do people want? They want reliability. They want the lowest cost, and they want driver comfort. So we reimagined the truck.
Oh, they did. Oh, they did. They reimagined a truck that falls apart. But we don't know that yet.
We don't. 'Cause
optimism.
We were like, well, that would be so great to turn semi trucks electric. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool. And this was, I believe, even before that infamous Cybertruck demonstration where they're like, it's unbreakable. And
and then he throws a thing at it.
Glass and breaks.
Yeah, no, because that is true. Because
sorry, that's my birth control alarm.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh shit, I'm sorry guys.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, I was just trying to say, I don't remember the timeline of like, because he was trying to make the electric semi truck, and then
the semi truck. I forgot about that.
And then whatever prototype of the Cybertruck, and then the infamous it's unbreakable, and then breaks it, and then it still got made. Why did it? Why what?
But the semi truck never did.
Yeah, the semi truck
not yet.
It didn't come.
I mean, I guess it's hard to say which one they're talking about.
Yeah,
because they did say cab, and I feel like.
I know, that's why I was like, is it
the semi truck? I don't know. It's a truck.
It's a Tesla truck.
It's a Tesla truck.
Okay, should I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a perfect example of the idea that Musk-inspired wannabe visionaries around the world worship like a religion.
Yep.
First principles thinking. In other words, if you want to create or innovate, start from a clean slate. Don't accept any ideas, practices, or standards just because everyone else is doing them. For instance, if you want to make a truck, then it must be able to reliably move cargo from one location to another.
Which the Cybertruck is not the best option for because it has, like, walls.
And you must follow existing laws of physics. Everything else is negotiable, including government regulations. As long as you remember that the goal isn't to reinvent the truck, but to create the best one, whether or not it's similar to past trucks.
Government regulations is negotiable if you buy the presidency.
Yeah, well, if you just buy the government.
Just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a result of this type of thinking, Musk is able to see an industry much more objectively than others who've been in the field their whole life. Why? What makes you say that? Cite your sources, dude.
Well, no, his brain. Like
he can see the industry more objectively than others who've been in the field their whole lives. This is the reputation he wants of someone who can just start doing anything and immediately be the best. It.
Yeah, no, and that's a child idea.
It's child
right?
idea.
Yeah.
It's why he faked being good at, what was it?
Oh my god, what game that?
Fuck yeah, it was a game I don't play.
Yeah,
maybe, was it a Warcraft game?
Maybe.
I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Brendan, let us know what game it is.
It's Candy Crush.
Quote, I was literally told this is impossible and I'm a huge liar.
Whoever said that, you fucking ate with that.
Thank you.
You fucking ate him up with that shit.
Elon, this is impossible and you're a huge liar. If only he had listened. Musk says of the early days of Tesla, quote, but I have a car and you can drive it. This is not like a frigging unicorn. It's real. Go for a drive. It's amazing. How can you be in denial? What are you saying?
He's so mad at his bully.
He's so mad at his imaginary bullies.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like someone on Twitter, which he doesn't own yet,
Yeah.
said mean stuff about him, and he's like, it's not friggin' right.
It's not a unicorn.
It's not a unicorn. An unfortunate fact of human nature is that when people make up their mind about something, they tend not to change it, even when confronted with facts to the contrary.
Oh, that reminds me of some people.
Oh my god, that reminds me of so many people, and even one guy.
Yeah, wow.
Quote, it's very unscientific, Musk says. There's this thing called physics, which is this scientific method that's really quite effective for figuring out the truth. Okay, this is an interesting part. He goes over Musk's scientific method. Maybe we can just kind of skim it.
Okay,
but it's been a long time since I've taken a science class, so I don't remember what the real scientific method is, but it's not this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff that, like, anyone that takes any science class
learns.
It's
like hypothesis, test, whatever. The scientific method is a phrase Musk uses often when asked how he came up with an idea, solved a problem, or chose to start a business. Here's how he defines it for his purposes in mostly his own words.
Mostly his own, meaning none of his own.
Susie.
Number 1, ask a question.
Ask a question.
Number 2, gather as much evidence as possible about it.
So far, so good.
Yeah. Number 3, develop axioms based on the evidence and try to assign a probability of truth to each one.
You know he said the word axioms and thought he was eating.
He really did.
Develop axioms.
Number 4, draw a conclusion based on
cogency?
In order to determine, are these axioms correct? Are they relevant? Do they necessarily lead to this conclusion? And with what probability?
He just renamed hypothesis axioms.
That's what he fucking did.
It's like, it's different. It has an X in it.
This is different than the regular scientific method. And then he just, like, it's just that classic, like, I'm copying your homework, but I'm not going to make it look like yours.
Just changing
the words.
Yup.
Number 5, attempt to disprove the conclusion. Seek refutation. Is that right? Refutation?
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
From others to further help break your conclusion.
He's famously very open to criticism.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Our video.
Did it stop?
It might have stopped.
Oh, shit. Our audio's still recording.
Okay.
Right?
Audio's still recording. Guys, we might have gone too hard, too long, too fast.
This is long, and we have like 4 more pages. So,
do we potentially break this up?
It's up to you. If you want to just like power through it, we can, or if you want to do the second half later, we can.
That's a good. You know, we could. How are you feeling? Do you want to just keep going?
I think we can power through.
I think so. You can just do the classic.
It'll be a long video, but I love videos like this.
Yeah,
so.
Let's do it.
We should figure out the video thing.
I mean, we'll just have to put pictures up.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
I'm assuming the camera died.
Oh.
Because we've been going.
We've been going along. We've been going for over an hour now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we started at 9. It's like 10:06.
Okay.
We're going for an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll just do audio only from here on out.
Yeah.
That's cool. Actually, it might be good if like Brendan just puts like screenshots of the article.
That's kind of what I was saying. I'm like,
people
it's probably
can read
not
along.
that much of a big deal. But anyway, sorry guys. Sorry about that.
Sorry guys. 4 more pages. Number 6. Susan?
Oh, sorry. If nobody can invalidate your conclusion, then you're probably right, but you're not certainly right. That's the scientific method, Musk concludes. It's really helpful for figuring out the tricky things.
Damn.
He's
spitting.
He's spitting.
But most people don't use it, he says. They engage in wishful thinking. They ignore counter-arguments. They form conclusions based on what others are doing and aren't doing. The reasoning that results is, it's true because I said it's true, but not because it's objectively true. Woo. The fundamental intention of Tesla, at least my motivation, that's in quotes, Musk explains in his halting, stuttering voice. Okay. Call him out, yeah. Quote, was to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. That's why I open sourced the patents. It's the only way to transition to sustainable energy better. quote, climate change is the biggest threat that humanity faces this century, except for AI. He continues.
Oh my god.
I keep telling people this. I hate to be Cassandra here. I don't know what that means. Do you?
No idea.
But it's all fun and games until somebody loses a fucking eye. This view, brackets, of climate change is shared by almost everyone who's not crazy in the scientific community. It's so crazy that just not even 8 years ago, he was like a liberal climate change guy.
Yeah. I know, I'm really curious about like what I mean, cuz like what was his idea of what climate change was back then? Like what did he think? Cuz it's like clearly it was already kind of distorted, being like the other big problem is AI, because it's like well, yeah, AI is bad because of the climate change problem.
Yeah,
right. It's not gonna like take away your job, like it, you know, because you're Elon Musk and you have billions of dollars. Like, why are you so fucking worried about AI?
Right.
But it's like
because he wants to be smart.
Right. Yeah.
AI is the smart thing.
That's a smart
to
thing
be scared of.
Be afraid of.
And I mean, climate change, he accurately assessed that, you know, everyone's afraid of climate change, and there's a lot of money to be made in solar panels and electric vehicles and space exploration.
Right, yeah.
For the next 20 minutes, Musk examines the Tesla truck. He comments first on the technical details, even ones as granular as the drawbacks and advantages of different types of welding. He then moves on to the design, specifically a driver comfort feature that cannot be specified here due to the threatened jail time.
I don't want to go to jail.
Quote, probably no one will buy it because of this, he tells his team, but if you're going to make a product, make it beautiful. Even if it doesn't affect sales, I want it to be beautiful. I love this whole interaction because, you know, the team is like, oh fuck, he's here with the reporter. Yeah. He's gonna just like he's gonna be like, yeah, so the seams of the and then gonna be like mean to his team to look like he's smart and in charge.
Yeah. The scientific method.
Okay, we've now entered the daddy issues section.
Yeah.
Which is a treat, I think.
Okay.
If you wanna.
According to Musk's best guess, our personalities might be 80% nature and 20% nurture.
So glad we're getting Elon Musk's take on nature versus nurture.
Yeah, no, I think he's like the right guy to ask about
80% nature?
That's insane.
It's not a surprise that he was a Nazi. It's not a surprise.
He said genes are everything.
Genes.
Whatever the ratio actually is, if you want to understand the future that Musk is building, it's essential to understand the past that built him, including his fears of human extinction and being alone. For the first 8 or so years of his life, Musk lived with his mother. Is it Maya or May?
I don't know. Probably May?
May. Dietitian and model. And his father, Errol, an engineer in Pretoria, South Africa. He rarely saw either of them. Ooh, bummer.
Ooh, I will admit there's a photo of him as a kid that is quite cute.
It's quite cute. It does look a little bit like a Nazi uniform.
The little Hitler's Youth. Yeah, a little bit.
But no,
children are innocent.
I was gonna say his little smile. It's like, oh god,
his little smile, and he had, you know, we're gonna get into it. He had a shitty fucking dad.
Yeah,
doesn't excuse anything, but this little kid doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't deserve what's coming to him.
No, he doesn't. But now he does.
No, he does.
Just kidding. Okay.
Quote, I didn't really have a primary nanny or anything, Musk recalls. I just had a housekeeper who was there to make sure I didn't break anything. She wasn't, like, watching me. I was off making explosives and reading books and building rockets and doing things that could have gotten me killed. I'm shocked that I have all my fingers. He raises his hands and examines them, then lowers his digits. I was raised by books, and then my parents.
I was off building rockets.
Yeah,
sure you were, dude.
He was building rockets.
He was just building rockets and bombs, guys.
Fucking genius, dude.
He's a genius.
All right. Should I continue, or do you want to take it over?
I'll take it. Okay. Some of those books help explain the world Musk is building, particularly Isaac Asimov.
No, guys, it doesn't say that.
Particularly Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. I'm so terrible. I read the first half of the first book, and then I never finished it. But it's like foundational sci-fi. It's like
Okay.
every sci-fi writer's favorite sci-fi.
Okay.
The books are centered around the work of a visionary named Harry Seldon, who has invented a scientific method of predicting the future based on crowd behavior. He sees a 30,000-year dark ages waiting ahead for humankind, and creates a plan that involves sending scientific colonies to distant planets to help civilizations mitigate this unavoidable cataclysm. Quote, Asimov certainly was influenced because he was seriously paralleling Gibbon's decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Of course he's a Rome guy. Of course he's a Roman Empire guy.
Well, yes, because he doesn't differentiate from the outline of the worst man imaginable. You know what I mean? Like, he's just...
He's literally like everyone's worst ex.
Yes.
In one man.
That's what he is.
I cannot... Oh, I love this article.
Ugh.
Thank you for... I know this is a lot.
Yeah, no, this
But
is great.
I really appreciate you doing this with me.
Of course.
Anyway, he's saying, but he applied that to a sort of modern galactic empire, Musk explains. The lesson I drew from that is you should try to take the set of actions that are likely to prolong civilization, minimize the probability of a dark age, and reduce the length of a dark age if there is one. It's just like... Make society good and don't let society be bad.
Right, like that's...
He's cooking.
I feel like we all kind of understand that.
No, we
Okay.
don't. See, he's a revolutionary
Okay,
thinker.
I'm sorry.
Musk was around 10 at this time. Yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
Musk was around 10 at this time and plunged in his own personal dark
Okay,
age.
me when I was 10 too, I also got
Dude,
depressed.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
This is, and I want to say Musk is terrible. Kids don't deserve to be abused.
Yeah,
all
definitely
right.
not.
It sucks. You don't have to be a Nazi though.
No.
Being abused doesn't make you a Nazi.
A lot of people are abused and then don't become Nazis.
Most people, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a radical
who are
take.
abused do not become Nazis. Also, most people with autism
Oh.
do not become Nazis.
Good point.
He'd recently made a move that would change his life. It was a wrong decision that came from the right place. When his parents split up 2 years before, he and his younger siblings, Kimball and Tosca, stayed with their mom. But Musk recounts, quote, I felt sorry for my father because my mother had all 3 kids. He seemed very sad and lonely by himself, so I thought, I can be company, unquote. He pauses while a movie's worth of images seem to flicker through his mind. All right, Susan?
All right. Yeah, I was sad for my father, but I didn't really understand at the time what kind of person he was. He lets out a long, sad sigh, then says flatly about moving in with Dad. It was not a good idea. According to Elon, Errol Errol has an extremely high IQ, brilliant at engineering, brilliant. And he was supposedly the youngest person to get a professional engineer's qualification in South Africa. When Elon came to live with him in Lone Hill, a suburb of Johannesburg, Errol was, by his own account, making money in the often dangerous worlds of construction and emerald mining.
Yeah, he was in the mines.
He was in the mines.
It was so dangerous. He was on the construction sites, putting his life on the line.
It's dangerous to tell children to pick up mine or emeralds because they might get mad at you.
They might revolt.
Yeah.
It's tough.
At times, so much that he claims he couldn't close his safe.
I love this.
Oh my god.
He had so much money that he couldn't close his safe. So when I read this, I was like, that's Elon being a baby again.
Right.
Trying to come up with a metaphor for how... Like, it's what a child would think is impressive.
Yes,
like, rich people have a safe they can't close.
They can't close it.
However, that is a direct quote from his father.
Oh my god.
That he's parroting.
Oh my god. That's so pathetic.
Yeah, his father, like, that's a whole other topic that we don't have time, but the one thing I learned that was really interesting is his father he had a political office. He held a political office and resigned from his party because they opposed a constitution that, like, enshrined apartheid. He was like, I can't stand for that, and left. So that tells you a lot, I think.
Right. So he was like, you guys think apartheid's bad?
Yeah.
I'm out.
He was a part of the party that became the primary opposition to apartheid, and he's like, that's awful. I don't stand for opposing apartheid. I love apartheid.
Oh my god. Like, that is so insane, actually.
Yeah.
To then go back and say that person had a high IQ.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, if your dad actively opposed civil rights, why are you like, my father was
It's
brilliant?
not high IQ, and the population that was being oppressed at the time was 66% of the population. That is like, if
my
we're just gonna be
God.
practical, like oppressing
Right,
the
right.
majority of
So
the
that's
population,
actually numbers wise.
it's not a good idea. It's so resource intensive. And it didn't work out, of course, thank
Right.
God. But it did go on for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're
Okay.
sorry.
Couldn't close is safe. Yeah.
Yes, which is something his very high IQ
His
dad,
IQ dad who
literally
loves
said.
apartheid
He
did
said,
say that.
I had so much money I couldn't close my safe.
Okay, wait. This quote is wonderful. I'm naturally good at engineering. That's because I inherited it from my father. So that's me when I put together a Lego set for the first time ever, and people are like, "Oh, Susie, that looks really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, my dad was an engineer, so like I inherited that from him."
True. It's so
That's
true.
insane. I mean, again, no wonder he's a fucking Nazi.
No,
You're gonna say that shit?
It's
like,
so interesting. You haven't seen Succession, but he is giving mad Kendall Roy vibes, which is to say that he has this dad who clearly loathes him and was horrible to him and horrible to everyone else, and he still
just
looks up to him.
pathetically.
Like, he can't-
Yeah.
He just can't reckon with it, and he
Oh,
still
God.
thinks I don't know what it is.
God. Oh my God. Okay. Musk says, "What's very difficult for others is easy for me. For a while, I thought things were so obvious that everyone must know this." Like, what kind of things? Well, like how the wiring in a house works, and a circuit breaker, and
Circuit
alternating
breaker.
current and direct current, what amps and volts were, how to mix the fuel and oxidizers to create an explosive. I thought everyone knew.
Okay, I mean,
Fuck you,
he's
dude.
just saying like pretty basic terms. Like, I don't know these things, but like
yeah, and just like, I don't know, like a lot of people have
like
interest
amps
in
and
stuff.
volts.
Yeah,
like,
I just thought everyone knew what those things were and how
it's
they
like,
work.
I think people do.
Yeah, I
to a
think
degree.
And I think that like people that are interested in science, they figure it out.
They
Like,
learn it.
You're not the only person that like gets interested in stuff.
Yeah, and like you had to learn these things too. You're gonna say that you didn't, and also honestly, I don't know if you have actually learned them.
I don't think he has.
But anything like that,
like,
you
ask
have
him
to
what a
learn
volt
it.
is.
Yeah.
Ask him what a fucking
What
volt
is a
is.
volt? What actually? Why do you know how to make bombs? Actually, I'm really. You grew up in apartheid South Africa, and you
Oh
know how
my
to make
God.
bombs.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Hmm.
question. Okay.
Okay. But there was
No, go ahead.
But
Your
there
turn.
was another side to Musk's father that was just as important to making Elon who he is. Quote, he was such a terrible human being, Musk shares.
high IQ, terrible human being.
High IQ, so much money, bad person. Quote, you have no idea. His voice trembles, and he discusses a few of those things, but doesn't go into specifics. Quote, my dad will have a carefully thought out plan of evil.
Okay, sounds like someone I fucking know.
He will plan evil.
Again, bitch, sounds like you inherited that part.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Sounds like evil's genetic.
Evil is evil genetic. I listen. He will plan evil. That is so. It's almost cute.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost adorable. Like, it's a 10-year-old reckoning with having a parent
Oh
who
my
is unkind to them. Like, that is how a 10-year-old would reckon with abuse.
Also, I just want to say, if he thinks that he inherited engineering, why would he
But
not
not
inherit
evil.
the evil?
I mean, we see that. We
Yeah.
talk about this all the time. Is the
I'm
people,
saying that right now, but yeah, I know. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's what these bitches do.
Yeah, the
like,
people who perpetuate the cycle of abuse and think they're not is because they believe they cannot.
yeah, they're like, I'm
perpetuate.
not capable of that shit.
In order to break the cycle, you have to understand that you can and will continue it without effort.
To say it so explicitly is amazing.
It's incredible. Evil. Besides emotional abuse, did that include physical abuse? Quote, my dad was not physically violent with me. He was only physically violent when I was very young.
Okay.
Parentheses, Errol countered via email that he only, quote, smacked Elon once, quote, on the bottom, on parentheses. Elon's eyes turn red as he continues to discuss his dad. I love that, like, this article so far has mostly been about his breakup and his daddy
Oh my
issues.
God,
and
I
that's
know.
why it's so good. Quote, you have no idea about how bad. Almost every crime you can possibly think of, he has done.
Okay.
Almost every evil thing you could possibly think of,
There's that word
he
again.
has done. Unquote. Like, this writer is, like,
man,
getting him.
yeah. It's profound, honestly.
There is clearly something Musk wants to share, but he can't bring himself to utter the words, at least not on the record. Quote, it's so terrible, you can't believe it. The tears run silently down his face. Quote, I can't remember the last time I cried. He turns to Teller, his chief of staff, to confirm this. Quote, you've never seen me cry. No, Teller says, I've never seen you cry. You literally used first of all, this is the second time you've cried in this article.
I was like, did he not fucking cry
Did you not
earlier?
see that? And then third, I just love that he starts crying and then he's like, this is crazy, I never do this.
I've never fucking done that.
Tell them, Teller.
Teller, you've never seen me cry.
I never cry. This is so weird. Alright, Susie, take us away.
The flow of tears stops as quickly as it began, and once more Musk has the cold, impassive, but gentle stone face that is more familiar to the outside world. Yet, it's now clear that this is not the face of someone without emotions, but the face of someone with a lot of emotions who had been forced to suppress them in order to survive a painful childhood.
That is very accurate, I think.
Yeah, no,
is
absolutely.
True. Yeah, and we're seeing the consequences of that on a grand scale.
When asked about committing crimes, Musk's father said that he has never intentionally threatened or hurt anyone, or been charged with anything except ... In this one case, he says he shot and killed 3 out of 5 or 6 armed people who broke into his home and was later cleared of all charges on self-defense. Yeah, okay, well that does seem like kind of a big...
It's so funny to be like, I've never hurt anyone except that one time when I did kill 3 people.
Well, I did kill 3 people, and it's like...
It's like, okay, man.
So I maybe would have opened with that.
Yeah, I would have started there.
Okay. In his email, Errol wrote, quote, I've been accused of being a gay. So yeah, I was
capital
so confused.
G gay.
Being a capital G gay. A misogynist, capital M. A pedophile. A traitor, a rat. A shit, quite often. A bastard by many women whose attentions I did not return. Yeah, okay.
Crazy.
And much more. My own wonderful mother told me I am ruthless and should learn to be more humane. But, he concluded, I love my children and would readily do whatever for them.
I really love that in this list of things he's been accused of, he had to say, like, a lot of women like me and I don't like them back. And they call me a bastard. Like, girls like me all the time, but I don't like them back.
Also, I want to say the first thing, being accused of being gay.
Is
that
so
was the
funny.
top thing he's been accused of.
Well, because this guy was probably born in, like, the fucking 1850s, you know? Like, this dude's old.
Oh, and that's the worst thing you can be.
I've been accused of being a gay.
And a pedophile. And a traitor.
And a bastard by all the hot women who want to have sex with me.
I did not return. Jesus. Okay. As an adult, Musk, with the same optimism with which he moved in with his father as a child, moved his dad, his father's then wife, and their children to Malibu. He bought them a house, cars, and a boat. But his father, Elon says, hadn't changed, and Elon severed the relationship.
Quote, in my experience, there's nothing you can do, he says, about finally learning the lesson that his dad will never change. Quote, nothing. I wish. I've tried everything. I tried threats, rewards, intellectual arguments, emotional arguments, everything to try to change my father for the better, and he ... No way. It just got worse. Somewhere in this trauma bond is the key to Musk's worldview, and it's like, just seeing his dad's email, it's like, okay, so you're exactly like your dad.
Yeah.
Which is, like, tragic, but...
It is tragic.
You should see that, you know?
The way people will go, I'm actually so different.
I'm way better. Oh, this is a fun part here. Things at school weren't much better than life at home. There, Musk was brutally bullied. Not enough, I'll say.
Yeah, truly.
Until he was 15 years old. Quote, "For the longest time, I was the youngest and the smallest kid in the class because my birthday just happens to fall on almost the last day that they will accept you into school, June 28th. And I was a late bloomer." Me too, brother. So
Relatable.
Relatable. So I was the youngest and the smallest kid in my class for years and years. The gangs at school, the school gangs, would hunt me down. Literally hunt me down.
They literally hunted you?
Literally
well, not
hunted
enough, because you're still here.
Musk put down the books and started learning to fight back. Karate, judo, wrestling. That physical education, combined with a growth spurt that brought him to 6 feet by the age of 16, gave him some confidence.
He's 5'9", I just know it.
I just
energy.
Know it. He's like, I know karate, judo, wrestling. I'm 6 feet tall. Please put that in the article.
He's wearing 3-inch lips.
Quote, "I started dishing it out as hard as they'd give it to me. When he got into a fight with the biggest bully at school and knocked him out with one punch, Musk noticed that the bully never picked on him again. Quote, "It taught me a lesson. If you're fighting a bully, you cannot appease a bully."
Well,
Musk,
you learned that lesson when you're 16?
yeah, you haven't learned it.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Musk speaks the next words forcefully. "You punch the bully in the nose. Bullies are looking for targets that won't fight back. If you make yourself a hard target and punch the bully in the nose, he's gonna beat the shit out of you, but he's actually not going to hit you again." I'm obsessed with when he had a fight with the biggest bully at school and knocked him out with one punch.
Yeah, that's that did not happen.
I mean, even if it happened, it's just, again, I mean, we're just repeating things, but it's like how a child describes things. It's like, yeah, the biggest guy, I knocked him out with one punch. It's like,
and I know the way, like, I know that the reality is that bully was like half his size, and he probably killed that kid and was like,
it was a kid 2 grades below.
Yeah,
him
no,
that he
literally,
killed.
and he's like, "You can't let bullies get you," and it's like, that's so bleak.
I
Like,
believe that he was bullied. That's highly believable.
yeah, most people were.
Yeah, most people were. Maybe he got into fights. I just think the language is so funny. It's because, this is the writer, like, paraphrase. Like, this isn't how the writer writes. Knocked him out with one punch. Anyway, okay. When he was 17, Musk left college and moved to his mother's home country, Canada, later obtaining passports for his mother, brother, and sister to join him there. His father did not wish him well, Musk recalls. Quote, "He said rather contentiously that I'd be back in 3 months, that I'm never going to make it, that I'm never going to make anything of myself. He called me an idiot all the time." That's the tip of the iceberg, by the way. Then we have the infamous PayPal photo.
Bald, by the way.
Bald. Elon. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the guy next to him.
Yeah, sorry, guys. He kind of looks like Steve from Blue's Clues.
He does.
Blues
He's got
Clues?
this
Blues Clues with that shirt.
The Steve from Bruce.
Bruce.
I think I'll just throw this in here now. His dad, again, too big of a topic, but after their divorce, repeatedly sued for custody of the kids.
Damn.
Which is, like, very Elon. Despite being, like, a shitty father.
Right,
like,
despite not wanting anything to do with them.
Yeah.
It's all about power.
So, I don't know the dates on this, but when Errol was 45, he married Heidi Besnidyhout. I'm gonna butcher that, I'm sorry. Who was 25 at the time. So he married this woman named Heidi. She had a daughter who was 4 years old when they got married. So that daughter, that 4-year-old became his stepdaughter. And then he later had 2 children with that stepdaughter. Did that make sense?
Yeah, and that's awful.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I knew that he had children with his stepdaughter. I didn't know that she was 4 when he met her. And she was his dad. He was her dad. Sorry.
Fucking Christ.
That's crazy. And this is a quote from Errol. Quote, "The only thing we are on Earth for is to reproduce."
Oh, I wonder who else has said that.
Now we know where he gets it.
Yeah.
Now we know where he gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm so sorry. We have more. How are you holding up?
Good. I mean, there is a lot more.
There is a lot. Okay. Can I read? Let's read. If you want to shorten this, we can like read the last page, because the last page is really funny.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering, should we do 2 episodes, or do you want to...
Do you want to do 2 episodes and continue this after? That could be fun. We're ending on his father's sex crimes.
Yeah, his father's sex
against
crimes.
humanity.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
No, because I do feel like we should get more into this. I feel like this is juicy.
There's more to look into. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And our camera will be on.
Yeah, guys, you might get footage later.
Okay, guys. So, I know this was a little different, but Susie is indulging me.
Of course.
In my latest obsession, which is Elon Musk's fall from grace. So stay tuned for part 2.
Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for listening. Comment down below if you think your personality is 80% genetic, 20%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 80% nature, 20% nurture. Evil cannot be inherited, but engineering can.
Engineering's inherited, evil's not. Our only purpose on Earth is to reproduce with our stepdaughters.
With their children. With their own children.
With our own children. I knew this was going to be long. I didn't know that it's going to be like 3 hours.
Of course.
We're like...
There's so
I
much.
thought we had 4 pages left. No, we're like halfway through.
Yeah.
Don't read the rest of the article.
Don't.
We're going to read it to you next time.
Next time, in 6 months.
In 6 months.
Okay, bye.
This has been a Brendan Sauer production.